Grab your tissues. A heartwarming video of beloved children's author Jacqueline Wilson surprising a trans superfan has gone viral. In a clip shared on Penguin UK Books TikTok, 24-year-old trans mega fan Charlie gushes about Wilson's impact on his childhood. Unbeknownst to Charlie, Wilson is listening next door as Charlie praises her 1982 novel Nobody's Perfect, which she sent him after a book signing. Wilson walks in, leaving Charlie in delighted disbelief. Watch this.
Charlie, I'm 24. I use he, him pronouns, and I am very, very into Jacqueline Wilson books. I think Jacqueline Wilson had such a big impact on sort of generation of like 90s and noughties kids because her books felt real. They weren't patronising and they didn't talk down to children. They spoke.
Sounds as if Charlie is my ideal reader.
So this is a copy of Nobody's Perfect by Jacqueline Wilson, which is one of her like oldest books. Given that her first book came out in 1969, it's like you can't get hold of them.
I sent this to her.
So at the signing, she was like, write down your name and address for me. I'll see what I can send you. And she sent me this and she signed it for me. And yeah, it's very special to me.
I love Charlie.
What would you say?
I'd say thank you for providing me with a world to escape to and making me feel seen and known in a lot of books. Like Kiss was the first time I'd really encountered anything LGBT+, and then I grew up to...
Third time, Charlie. I know, darling. I've been in a secret room listening to all the lovely things you've been saying. And I was amazed when you pulled it out. Hello.
I'm not crying, you are. Jacqueline Wilson surprises a trans fan. What are we all talking about? How beautiful is this, right?
That was just like, yeah, totally amazing.
And how is it that I didn't know about Jacqueline Wilson until this story came across my computer?
Never heard of her. So I looked up and I'm like, oh my God, so many books.
So many books.
And I was trying to read one like fast.
He got the Cliff Note version real quick and he's like, wait a minute.
Speed read this shit.
I don't have enough time. Like, damn it. But he tried.
But also she's married. I think she's married. Is it a girlfriend or she's married? I think she's married.
But she's had a partner for a very long time or something like that. Yeah,
18 years or something. Yeah, but she's a lesbian, and I think it's what a moving story.
What a moving story.
And like that she, I wonder how that happened. Like, did she?
Who set that up?
Yeah,
right?
right?
Like whoever set that up. You got brownie points in heaven for sure. Because that's just a beautiful thing. I remember when I was a little kid and I loved that book, Judy Blume, I must increase my bust, right? And I just remember that I was like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, I want to increase my bust too, right? Oh, I can see myself in a book. But then when I wanted to look for like a queer Latina in a book, there was no one that I could find, you know? So for this beautiful trans individual to see themselves in this woman's book and like feel so moved, and then to be able to be surprised by her.
Right, yeah, and it's really so beautiful in so many ways because it's an older person coming in to support and be really an ally for the this trans person.
Yes.
So yeah, part of the community, part of the LGBTQ+ community, but really a trans ally.
Yeah.
To say, I'm here. And this is really important for intergenerational things that are happening, right?
Completely.
Because we were just talking about older people doing this. Now, this is an example of something that's really appropriate
for older people to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Be an ally, be appropriate.
Educate.
Understand, right. Have compassion, etc.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really a beautiful story in just so many ways.
So touching. So touching. And the first
now
time
I'm
I
gonna
saw
read
it.
the book.
No, now yeah.
And actually the first thing I did was I looked at the book.
You bought it on Amazon?
No, I went to Amazon. I was like, I said, I ain't got time to read.
Hey, what is it? AI, give me a synopsis.
I said, could I looked for the Audible because I was like, well, maybe I'll just listen to one. I'm like, I couldn't find an Audible, but I'm going to look for an Audible because I want to read one of her books.
Yeah.
I want to see what it's about.
I think I want to too.
We're doing a story on it. It's the least I can do.
No, it is. And then you can tell me what happened in the story. So that way I don't have to see it. I don't have to read it. There you go. Here's a synopsis.
I'll send you an audio.
Here it is. Send me an audio. That's what we do back and forth. Another reason why I thought this was so important, Dale, is like, as a Latina lesbian, right? One of my biggest platforms is the trans community. I don't understand why. I know you're looking at my hair out of place. Stop it. For me, trans women are women. Period, full stop. There is no other explanation, no other word that needs to go after that, right? So in my beautiful LGBTQ+ mind, the T is with the L.
Yeah.
but I don't see it in front of
We don't
me
see it
most of
played
the
out. We don't see it
time.
played out in our community for the most part.
We don't.
But yeah, for sure, you're one of the biggest allies.
But
I've
we
met.
have to be.
And we have to be. It's the most important thing we can do right now.
There
And
are-
it's becoming more important every day.
There are so many, there are lesbians out there that will have events that will say only bio women allowed. What the fuck? Like, and that's me cursing out of thinking that you're vile and out of thinking that you're horrible for being that, for doing that. Women are women, period. And we're supposed to, like, lift each other up.
Lift each other up, not push each other
Not
down.
push each other
I mean,
down.
yeah, for a fun reading between friends, that's different.
Completely.
But, yeah, totally different thing.
Completely. And, and I know that the age thing is also like hard. I know a lot of older LGBTQ plus people that have said, I can't with the pronouns, Faye. I don't want to learn anything else.
Yeah.
I come from the world where gay just encompassed us all and I want to stay there, right?
Yeah.
But Dale, we're in 2024 and we're going to keep on evolution. We're going to keep on moving. And if we need to add 10 more letters to that freaking acronym, I'm going to say them, and I'm going to say them loud and proud because everybody needs to be seen.
Yeah, and especially in the current political climate and what's happening with we don't know what's happening, it's even more important because there are people that are trying to erase trans, which is of course impossible. But it's all the more important that we have to stand up and be supportive and speak it out.
Yeah.
Speak it out loud and proud.
Loud and proud.
Yeah.
Loud and proud. And louder than the person next to you that is not educated enough to understand.
And what you don't know, understand, ask.
Ask.
Ask. It's really okay to ask.
Ask. Listen, I mean, I've got trans sisters that will freaking be able to debate you on anything, all right? But know that if you ask them a question that has to do with their community, they're going to take a moment and go, Mama, let's go sit down a second. Or, honey, let's go sit down a second and let me explain some stuff to you.
If they know that you really want some answers, that you're really interested and really have concern, and that you really just have ignorance, and I don't mean that in a pejorative way, but just have ignorance about some issues because we haven't lived that experience.
Exactly.
Certainly willing to help.
Ask.
My sister-in-law who lives in North Carolina, and she's like 52, I don't remember how old she is, but she has, she's called me several times to ask about trans people she knows.
Okay.
Who are in her world, either colleagues or children of friends or whatever. She asks me all the time questions about. She recently just called me about another, like a health issue that one of her work colleagues who's trans was reaching out about. So I connected with Mateo, another friend of ours.
Yes, love
who's
Mateo.
Trans, and just because it's about connecting and being willing to ask questions.
Yes.
So when I called Mateo, I said, I know I'm just calling this out of the blue, but I really just have these questions for you. And of course, Mateo
what was his answer?
Totally fine with it, absolutely willing to help and listen and find any answers he could have. But my sister-in-law is really trying so hard with pronouns. She keeps saying, I'm trying so hard, but it's really hard for me.
Yeah.
But she's trying.
But she's trying.
And she's in a place where most people are not trying.
Yes.
Even
for
her
sure.
husband, my brother.
And that's got to be tough.
So frustrating.
So accolades to you for trying. Keep on trying,
From
okay?
there you go.
Grammatically, in your mind, you've been told to say certain things since you were a kid, right? So it's really hard to get past that, right?
Yeah.
And just go, okay, it doesn't feel grammatically correct, but it's humanly correct, right?
Yeah.
So let me continue and do it.
It was hard at first for me to say this. I mean, it's hard, but you start to adjust.
You do.
Just get used to it.
You do.
Like anything.
And if you respect the person in front of you, you make it a point to adjust.
Right.
That's it. If someone keeps on calling you Fred, wouldn't you be like, bitch, my name ain't Fred? I mean,
Right.
right? You would take the time to remember the name Dale. Okay, so then fucking remember somebody's pronouns and remember their name.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyway, and go read her book, Jacqueline Wilson, right?
Jacqueline Wilson.
Yes.
She has a lot of books.
She has a lot of books. Okay, read them. Next. I can't. It's too comfortable sitting in bed with Dale Stein. Do you understand that I'm just like, I'm left to my own, like, it's bad. I'm just telling you, I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I might end up naked by the end of the show. Anyway.
Oh dear.